Hello, I'm Jeffrey Erickson. I work for Digital Globe as a software developer. And today what I'm going to show you is a little UI that I threw together for a 2-day hackathon last week. The basics behind this is we have a service that will do aggregations on what we call the Unified Vector Index. The Unified Vector Index is basically an index of items that have geospatial coordinates along with other kinds of information. We allow via API users to do aggregations on this data, and they can nest those aggregations in all kinds of interesting and meaningful ways. What this user interface does is it actually will take a date histogram and then allow you to aggregate data into geohash buckets across different days. We can also filter that data with given queries based on our data and allow certain time frames. So what I'm going to be showing here is a query where I'm looking at tweets. If you look in the upper left-hand corner there, you'll see a filter query box. And what I've done is I've typed a query here that allows us to look at tweets, is going to look at tweets that contain the phrase Burger King, and they're going to have a positive sentiment in there. So basically, what we have in our collection of vector items is public Twitter data that where we've done sentiment analysis on the tweets, and we're using some various libraries to do that sort of thing. And the main work on the sentiment analysis was done by Mark Giaconia. But what we're doing is, as we ingest those tweets into our vector index, we're doing sentiment analysis on the text of the tweets, along with any emoticons or things like that that are contained in there. And we assign that a score between 0 and 1, both for positive and negative. So what we're doing here in this query is we're looking at tweets that contain the phrase Burger King, and we're looking for things that are more positive than negative. Also next to this, you see that we are using a time period of days to bucket our data. We're bucketing them into 6-character geohash buckets, and we're looking for the top 30 buckets. So basically the top 30 geohash areas that contain tweets that have the phrase Burger King and, again, a positive sentiment. And we're going to be looking from today and going back 30 days for that. So we go ahead and issue that query. And as it works, here we go. Now we have a time slider that allows us to move this forward through the day. So we're starting back August 30th. And so what we're going to do is we're going to move forward day by day. So on our first day, August 30th, we see that there are 2 places where most of these positive tweets about Burger King show up, and we can zoom in there. We see that somewhere down here there's probably a Burger King, and somebody tweeted something positive about it. So we can continue to zoom out. Let's go look at the next day. We see that it's kind of shifting around a little bit. There are now 3 places that have positive tweets about Burger King. And because this is just a prototype that was thrown together in a couple days, we can't really see much more information, but ideally down the road we'd be able to hover over that area and see how many tweets, and potentially go back to Twitter and get the tweet content. But what this is doing is this is showing us areas where people are saying positive things about Burger King, and it allows us to see that trend over time, so that we can start seeing concentrations of positive tweets. Maybe we have a Burger King advertisement that's been going on, and we want to try to see where it's been most effective. So we can start measuring that through time and see how that actually works. Now we can go and maybe we're trying to mitigate something. Somebody's been spreading some rumors about our company, and we want to see where we might need to try to mitigate those rumors. So we want to see negative sentiment, and basically do that same query, but this time, instead of looking for tweets that are more positive than negative, we're going to look at tweets that are more negative than positive. So let's go ahead and run that query. And while we're doing that, and it came back very quickly, so we'll go ahead and take a look at this. So what we're seeing again here are tweets that are more negative than positive, and the areas in which they in which they occur. And as you can see, they tend to be concentrated, and my guess is there aren't as many of them. But they are also kind of all over the place. So it might be something that somebody can then dig deeper using our aggregation services to find out more information about what's actually going on in those areas. So this is a very powerful tool, even though it is at this point very basic, allowing a user to start seeing trends over time, given things like sentiment analysis, keyword queries, particularly being able to tune very precisely what they want to see with that filter query, and see that as a series over time spread over geography. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at Digital Globe, and my name is Jeffrey Erickson. Thank you very much.